how you can become the happiest person you know. And how do we do that? Okay, so there's a couple different ways we can do that. First one is following your desires. And on the spiritual path, people think like desire means like you're attached to things of the world. But the truth is, I mean, here we are in the world. The reason you have a desire is because it's part of your path. So you don't have to feel guilty about it. You don't have to think like, oh, I have these desires, because it's not very spiritual to have desires. It's part of your path. Enjoy it. Enjoy the journey of your path. And so I went to this really cool event, this Soul Search Enlightenment Expo this weekend, and I am just on fire for the work that I'm doing, because I really believe that having a strong spiritual foundation will get you to your goals, dreams, and desires faster and realize enlightenment. So for me, that's really the name of the game, to wake up from this dream world. And everything we do is part of our path. So first one is just following the desires of your heart. Second one is trusting that that's what you should be doing. That you're guided. Holy Spirit's guiding us at all times. So if that's where your mind is taking you, trust that, and trust you will be guided along the way. So next is belief. Okay, so what do you believe? Do you believe that you can achieve your goals, dreams, and desires? Because if you don't even believe it, then you're not even going to let yourself dream that that's even a possibility. The reason that so many people are not like living a life that's enjoyable for them or fulfilling or satisfied is because they're, first of all, doing things that they don't want to be doing, and they think that they have to be doing that. And you don't have to be doing that. Like there was no rules. I know society tells us like, they programmed us really from going to school from 9 to 3. Like, this is what you're going to do. You're going to wake up, go from 9 to 3. I guess it was these like factory, like industry people that have put together like the school system in this ways, because they want to prepare people to go to work. Like, it's not like, oh, like let's focus on your strengths and really nurture that while you're in school. It's like, no, you're just going to learn all this stuff that we tell you because we want you to just be here, focus, listen to the teacher. So it's really a system that we've been indoctrinated into. And maybe it works for some people. Other people, it really doesn't. They want to just be the free spirit. They want to do things their way. They want to live life on their terms. And if you believe you can, then you can. And so my mission, so I had a great call with my mentor this morning. That's why it's so important to have mentors and a community of people that are dreaming bigger and thinking bigger even than you, that have been where you've been. So let's say you're starting at zero in sales and you want to get to millions of dollars, and they've done that, then that's the kind of person you want to listen to. You don't want to listen to, let's say, someone in your family or a friend that's never done anything even close to where you want to be, and they're telling you small, limited thinking ways of being, because that has nothing to do with where you want to go or where you want to be. There's no justifying what they have to say because they've never been there. And a lot of times it stems from love, if it's people that care about you. And sometimes subconsciously it stems from jealousy, because you're having that big dream, you're going for what you want, and they wish inside that they would do it, but they don't. So, it's like two sides to the coin. It's either, like A Course in Miracles says, it's love or a call from love. So they're doing it because they really truly feel like they're protecting you and loving you, or they're calling out for love, maybe from a space of jealousy where they wish that they would do it themselves. And so, yeah, it's really important when you have somebody it's like a success code, like a recipe. If you want a delicious cake, you're follow a delicious cake recipe, and then you'll get the recipe. So that's what it takes. And so one of the things, I put this on my story, you might not have seen it though, but this is from the aura imaging. So this is just so beautiful. So my friend said these little notes here are like little angels, little guys. I was like, oh, that's beautiful. And then I have this whole report. It's a 22-page report, all about just my chakras, and I have a really open crown chakra, and it's saying I'm very connected to spirit, and I really feel that so much, and sometimes so much so that like I disconnect from the material world, but it happens. I don't take anything so seriously. I don't blame myself, and I've been living in a way like I know what I want, and I've been locked in on what I want and how I want to be living, and that's how my life's been going. And I'm not letting it sway I'm just staying focused. And so I've been there so many times where I've swayed and then my life swayed in ways I didn't want it to go. And so now that I'm focused on what I do want, then life's going in the way I want it. It's really interesting. Like my kids, my bonus kids were on spring break. We had a really great spring break. And at first I was a little nervous because, it's just a lot, like 24/7. But it ended up being really good. And yeah, I really got closer with them. So that was really nice. Because I'm like, oh, it could go either ways. Like you could just be too much of each other, or it could just be like growing um, in our relationships. That was really nice. Let's see what else. That was mainly what I wanted to talk about. Is really just doing what lights you up, and how you can become the happiest person. Is by following your desires. Because when you're swaying from that, that's where you are. I don't know, trying to fill the void. I remember I had this job I didn't like, and I would always treat myself to like sushi or shopping because I didn't like the job. But it's like when you're in alignment with what you do, you don't need like, external things to fill you up because you're happy, you're in alignment, you're lit up with your work and what you're doing. Trusting, like there's this Course in Miracles quote. It said, "Trust would settle every problem now." I had that on my mirror for where I got ready every morning because it was just a time where I was going through a breakup and I was just really sad. I wasn't understanding, like, the breakup situation. I wasn't understanding why I was, just in so much pain, and, why God would allow this. But really, I'm in charge of my own feelings. And now, it was like, pretty quick turnaround, but then you have like moments of humanness. But yeah, so that was when I had the trust would settle every problem now. And I was like, something better is going to happen. I can't see it now, but I've learned so much and I'm a better person. I have a relationship that's just so much deeper in communication and love and understanding. And like, I really want to be with him. He really wants to be with me. We're best friends. And I thought that was just in fairy tales. Like people would say, "Oh, we're best friends," and I didn't believe it. Now I feel it and I'm living it and experiencing it. So I'm grateful that that relationship ended, even though it was so extremely hard. Like one of the hardest things I've gone through. I mean, I've gone through some pretty hard things in my life, but I had the tools to really help me get through it. Um, but yeah, we all, I think we're brought here on this physical plane to like transcend our attachment to the material world, our attachment to people, and really realize we are healed, whole, and complete as we are. So we don't need external anything. But you have these desires because it's part of your path, because you're supposed to meet certain people in our lifetime. So I'm reading and I'm teaching A Course in Miracles from the manual for teachers from A Course in Miracles, and it's really saying like there's no coincidences and every encounter is an opportunity for soul growth. And so, yeah, we could go into that a lot, but I wanted to just really let you know that you have so much power and you get to choose what you think. You get to choose how you act. You get to choose your standards. You get to choose your boundaries. You get to choose essentially how your life goes. And if it doesn't go in a way that you want, you get to choose, this is working out for me. I just can't see it yet. So that's the message for today. Trust that you are loved, guided, supported, and things are working out for you. Have a wonderful day.